Hi, welcome to Inspired Questions. I'm your host, Ruth. And with me today for this special episode is my good friend, soon to be co host, and former guest, Jodie Heffren of Woodland. Thank you so much, Jodie, for being here with me today for this special episode.
Thanks for having me, Ruth. I'm really excited to share with your listeners about what we've got brewing.
I know, me too. We are very excited to be sharing with you about our day in October, October 24th to be specific, called Let Go and Let In, a journey of release and renewal. And I thought we could just start with the question for you, Jodie. What does it feel like when you finally let something go?
Mm. For me, that what really comes to the top of mind is freedom. The feeling of like a weight being lifted off my shoulders or off my chest. Being able to take a bigger, deeper breath and being able to move forward from maybe a place of stagnation or a place of feeling stuck. So yeah, being free. That's where I come from.
I love that.
What about what about for you? I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, for me, it feels like an act of love for myself. I think when I've been holding on to something for so long, it really weighs you down. So when I finally let it go, it's just a way that I'm showing myself that I care about myself and I deserve to be free of whatever's been holding me down and holding me back.
I love that.
So, what better to curate a day all about freedom and love? Uh, so, I'd love to talk about, we'll get into a little bit more detail about the actual day, but I'd love to talk about first sort of why are we doing this? How did this happen? How did it come about? And I feel like, Jodie, you have a better memory than I do. So I'm going to give it to you first about how you remember it all coming together.
Yeah, timeline, I can't remember, but I feel like it was just over a year ago when we were chatting
Hmm.
and you had been here a few times. And I mean, our friendship has grown and developed over the last couple of years. And you said, I would love to co-host something with you. And at that time, I was game, but we didn't know what that was going to look like or when that was going to
Yeah.
be. And you've gone through quite a few changes and periods of growth with your business over the last year. And then, yeah, when, you mentioned it again earlier this spring, I think it was, and, I was like, "Let's do it." So I feel like it's come together pretty quickly since we brought it up again,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's what I remember.
No, I think you are right. I think I did broach it. It was probably about a year ago. I can feel like I can remember sitting in the Nottawa general store talking about it. Fantastic place, by the way, if you haven't been. And I've mentioned to many people, when I first started grounding with Ruth, I had this dream of being able to hold events and retreats and sort of days that I can curate a certain feeling that people walk away from. And, and that's sort of where I was when I first mentioned it to you, Jody. And because I had been to your place, because I had seen not only what that rooted woodland is this just like magical space to be in nature, but I saw what you're like as a facilitator and a co-host and the space that you hold. And I thought, there would be no one better to do this with. And I am, I am really excited that, and I think that it speaks to what we're putting together, that it's sort of, once we've decided what it's going to be, it's coming together so quickly and with such ease and such
Mhm.
joy too.
Yeah, and I really feel like there's no bigger compliment than we met, I mean, impersonally through book club, but
Yeah.
then really got to know each other with you attending a few of the events that I co-hosted with other, facilitators, and then you've been to some of the
Hmm.
sessions that I've run solo, and I mean, how cool is it that you've seen what we do here and felt drawn to work with me? So I'm so grateful and honored, and I'm thrilled to be pulling this together with you because I mean, I adore you and the work that you do, and
Thank you.
I think it's gonna be a really fun day.
I think so too. I think the beauty of people doing this together, like two women doing this together, is we both bring our own strengths and we both bring our own energy to it. So everybody who is there in attendance gets sort of a little bit of both of us. And it's just like a really nice, well rounded experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when we were sort of coming up with this day, it started with release. And I think a lot of us sort of resonate with this idea of letting go. Um, letting go of the beliefs that hold us back, letting go of things that have happened to us, letting go. I mean, the list goes on of things that we can let go of to help us to help us grow and to help us feel lighter, mm, let us feel more whole. But I think it's evolved into this not just release, but also receive. And I think when we came upon that idea, it made it even more inspiring and more sort of just exciting to figure out what did that mean. I don't know. Do you find the same?
Yeah, and I loved because you came to me with the idea of not only the physical
Mhm,
releasing of things, but like, through body, through movement, through the mind with writing and meditation and breath work. And then the idea of, there's so many different things that we can choose to be a part of. And a lot of it is about release. But then adding in that the beauty
mhm,
of, not leaving with maybe feeling like there's a gap or that there's something missing, but really being able to tailor the second half of the day to nourishing, to refueling, providing the opportunity to reflect and take in, I think is just so complimentary and grounding and exciting because I feel like the women who attend the day will really feel this piece of rejuvenation or inspiration or
mhm,
feeling a little bit motivated or just inspired to take things beyond the day into whatever's next for them.
mhm. I think look at the full sort of spectrum. I feel like, the release is only part of it. I think we sometimes give it the whole focus, but it is really only the part. You have to do the full spectrum. And I want people not to leave there. I think after you release and you let go and you kind of go through that, you feel a little bit empty and you feel a little bit drained. And I don't want anyone leaving that day. They might feel lighter and feel all the good things, but I don't want to leave them feeling that empty and drained. So I want to fill back up with all the nourishing good things for them.
And I do think they'll get that with this day. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
Absolutely. And I think the day we don't want to give too much away because I think we're just both so excited to let women come and experience it without any notions in their head about what it's going to be. And we also talked about sometimes when you know that things are going to happen, it can, if you're nervous about it, it might hold you back from wanting to attend because of one thing,
Mm.
when then you might miss out on something else that would have been really life changing for you. So we're kind of holding a little bit of the details back, but ultimately on both ends, sort of the morning piece, much more about the releasing, is we are going to release through the breath, through the body and movement, and then through the mind, through journaling and an activity like that. Then there's the piece where we start nourishing back up. Mm. And then again, we're going to sort of nourish through the breath, through the body, and through the mind again at the end of the day. So everything kind of gets covered. It's a beautiful arc that we're going to experience. Everything's going to flow very naturally. What we sort of release through everything, we're going to fill back up. And we're also going to incorporate, because we're in nature, because we're in this beautiful setting, we're bringing all the elements into it as well, of sort of earth and fire and water and air. Because what is more nourishing than nature and being in nature?
I love how you describe that. And then also, um, a couple of things because both of us come with a ton of tools in our toolboxes.
Yeah.
And so you described the different pieces through the morning and then in the afternoon. And that being said, they aren't a repeat. The morning is or the afternoon isn't a
Mm,
repeat of the morning. We've got as much as we're tapping into these different parts of ourselves, they will be
yeah.
done in a different way. And I love that because it's not this idea, oh, we're going to do it in the morning to let go, and then we're going to do the same thing in the afternoon to call in. And it's not like that at all. It's like you mentioned, like very organic.
Hmm.
And we have a beautiful way of capturing the different pieces. And for anybody who is familiar with the work that I primarily do, yes, there is the part of the hot and cold with the sauna and cold plunge being provided. That being said, any parts of the day are optional. You don't have to, you know, there's lots of people who I know are hesitant with the cold. And I do encourage you, if there's parts of the day that you're really excited for this part not to hold you back. One, nothing's going to be mandatory, but two, it's something we can talk about when you're here because it is something that a lot of people face is this idea of the discomfort in the cold or even the heat. And we can work through that. And you can still choose, pick and choose what you want to do, but don't I would very highly recommend not letting it deter you from coming for the day if that's a hesitation for you.
I wholeheartedly agree. Every part of it. If you don't feel comfortable with anything, everything is optional.
Mhm.
And as someone who has gone, and I've done the cold plunge twice, but I've gone and not done the cold plunge. So I think you will be in a safe space with a person there who knows that sometimes you just don't feel like you're able to do it. And that's okay.
Yeah, and I love that you brought up your experience with that, Ruth, because it was on your third time here that you
Yep.
chose, you know what, I'm going to listen to my body and I'm not going to do it this time. And when you arrived, part of your excitement for the day was really a part of the cold plunge because you had
Yeah.
done it and you were feeling really called to do it. But then over the course of the time, you really turned inward. And I think it was after breath work that you just thought, you know what, my body is telling me no, this is enough.
Hmm.
And that that is the work, right? And that is yeah. So I hope that that example and you sharing that piece of yourself will help ease some anxiety that might be coming up for some of your listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think know that both me and Jody we come with our different skill set. I think what we both hear, and I mean, I don't want to speak for you, Jody, but I know you've expressed it, is that we both hear a lot from people that we are safe people to come to and to sit with you when you are uncomfortable. And, Jody has her way of doing it. I don't want, again, I'm not going to speak for you, so you can add in if you'd like. But like, I know for myself, like through not just my work with Grounding with Ruth, but my many years as a social worker, I know how to sit with the emotional, psychological discomfort and how to process that. And I think that is something that is unique that I bring to this experience. So nothing that shows up that we can't help you sort of get through.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I've been a nurse for almost 20 years and for a good portion of my career I've sat with families in uncomfortable, you know, places that they were showing up for the day. So absolutely. And then here, it's the number one thing, the number one feedback that I get is that I have the ability to help people feel safe in the discomfort. And that, yeah, I'm so honored from that by that compliment or that comment. And if anybody has questions or concerns about any of the elements of the day too, I would just say reach out because we can help you make the best decision for yourself, whether this is the right event for you or not.
Absolutely. I think some people like to have information, and maybe because we're holding information back, they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to come. This makes me anxious. So don't hesitate to reach out to either of us. We're not going to be like totally, gatekeeping the information. Like if you're interested but you're just hesitant because there's not enough information out there, reach out to us. We can talk it through with you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put you on the spot for this question, Jodie. Who is this for? Speak to the woman who needs this day.
Oh my gosh, anybody, any woman who feels like she wants a day away in the forest on a Saturday. This is, well, speaking to the timing, right? So this is at the end of October. If you want to get out in nature while the weather is still generally pretty spectacular, just to get outside and be surrounded by other women who are looking for something similar, that would be a reason to come. If you are looking to move through something, if you've got some heaviness that you've been moving through or feeling stuck, or you're looking for something new or meeting new people, all of these reasons. I think it's really, another thing I hear often is I didn't know how much I needed this when people come to events that I'm a part of here. And it's one of those things that we get so busy in the chaos of our lives, and women so often are putting the others' needs in front of themselves, and just naturally doing, head of household duties and
Mm-hmm.
parenting and work and whatever it might be. Put yourself on the calendar. Give yourself permission to show up for yourself, and then you can, refuel and then take on, the second half of the semester, the second, the nearing the end of the year, really with whatever it is you're looking for.
Mm, absolutely. I think we are designing this day as something that we would want,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, speaks to who this is for, because we are the people who, we are the women who are going to come.
Hmm.
So it's give yourself that day when we show up every day for everybody else. Just one day that's just for you to be cared for and to just give back to yourself in a beautiful place in the fall when the colors are going to be spectacular
Yeah.
and all of it. Like, so if things are busy, I sometimes think, especially when things are busy, this is when we need to make time for ourselves.
Yes. And I would say for any woman who's listening who's not local to the Blue Mountains or, surrounding area, it is like an amazing opportunity to come and be a tourist and
Mm-hmm.
stay if you need recommendations on where to stay. As Ruth mentioned, the colors that week are typically spectacular within our trees here are always vibrant. And there's so many other things that you can do over the course of a few days or a couple of days, and happy to give recommendations. So if you're going to come from out of town, happy to give that. And the other piece being, when we were looking at dates for hosting this, we were really leaning into later October.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that we both have realized over the last year, especially, is how busy things can get with different events, courses, school, different things like that, and how we often will find ourselves sitting and consuming the different pieces of education, whatever form that might be. And this day is really geared to help you ground and relax, in addition to being, supported and nourished. So if you are really busy in event season, in school stuff, please don't let that hold you back from booking this Saturday in, because it will be different than the other sessions you're attending. I can just about guarantee that.
Absolutely. Well, I hope this has gotten you very excited, just as excited as I am for this day. We have the waitlist open right now. You can find that information in both of our Instagram bios. It'll be in the show notes as well. If you can't find the link, just again send a message to either of us. How you can find us will also be in the show notes. And join the waitlist on August 10th. The tickets will open and it's going to go to the waitlist first. And there's early bird pricing for the first 5 people who book a ticket. And then August 12th, it will open for everybody else. And we are intentionally keeping it small to 12 women because we want it to be intimate. We want it to feel like a safe space. And we want to be able to make sure that everybody feels the same level of being taken care of. So there's not that many spots, and we want to definitely make sure that we get to see you there. So yeah. Anything else do you want to add, Jodie?
I think that's it. I think we've covered it all. Who? We've got us. When? October 24th. Where? Rooted Woodland, which is just outside of the Blue Mountains. Yeah. And I think we've spoken to our why of, why we want to create this day. So yeah, I would just reiterate, connect with one of us if you have any questions and grab that waitlist spot so you have first access. And yeah, hope that you'll join us.
You know what? We will see you there
Yes.
under the beautiful canopy of trees. Thanks so much, Jodie, for being here again.
Thanks, Ruth.